Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Stash Report from the Stash Project. Today is March 28th, 2021, and we have a few kit releases, a couple of pieces of new information. And first up, just want to thank everybody who braved the COVID to come out to our South Hills Models Association 11th annual show and contest this past weekend, just yesterday, as a matter of fact, on Sunday. Had a relatively good turnout. Crowds were, good, but not overwhelming. I think everybody is a little sensitive to crowds, and that's probably going to be a problem for a while to come. We've all spent enough time away from people for so long that, a lot of people is going to be like, oh, I don't know if I want to be in here with this. But yeah, steady traffic all day long, but not, like, again, not suffocating. We had spaced things out to make the aisles wider and things like that, so it wasn't, that probably helped out as well. We had pre-printed 150 entry forms for models, and we ran out prior to registration closing. So clearly, people who are able and capable have been building the past year, despite what you may have heard about the hobby dying any minute now. So yeah, it was a good show, good time, good models on the table, good vendors in the building, and while there's, of course, baby llama drama about certain things because, grown-ass men are physically incapable of going to something, realizing that their model isn't the best model on the table, and then, absorbing that fact and not complaining about it, that's just going to be something they have every year, and it's not worth really spending a whole lot of time and energy on. So, on the announcement side of things, just wanted to mention from Studio 27, they are going to be doing the carbon fiber decal set for the new Tommy and McLaren Senna. This will be what I always call an accessory carbon fiber set, because a lot of places have been doing like carbon wraps for various cars recently, especially Scale Motorsports. This is an accessory carbon fiber, so it's going to carbon fiber the interior, which is what, of course, an exterior carbon fiber is not going to give you any parts to at all, but it's going to carbon fiber the interior. It's going to carbon fiber your base sort of accessories on the outside, things like your splitters on the there's so much carbon fiber on a Senna to just begin with, but it's going to cover all of that sort of basic carbon fiber that is just on the car in a normal way. It's not a wrap of the body. So there's that. They're also going to be doing what they're calling the Senna Monaco number 12 dress-up set, which from when I put that into Google, that gives me Post Malone's car. It was a special one-off, one of three cars actually, that was done for the McLaren dealership in California. I believe it's in Beverly Hills, but it might be someplace else. But in LA, they did, each car is a different color of the Brazilian flag. His happens to be the white one, I believe, and it is a full carbon fiber wrap. Now, I don't believe this is going to be a full carbon fiber wrap in terms of what the decals are. They're going to be sort of the accessory decals, which has his signature and things like that. So that is an option. And then Taboo Design, which is Studio 27's sub-house brand, is going to be doing a Senna dress-up for the P1 GTR, which of course is something that doesn't technically exist in the real world at the moment. It will be a alpha model multimedia kit at some point in 2021, but as an actual thing to put it on, I mean, I guess you could put it on a Senna, but it's not going to necessarily fit per se. They're doing a Senna dress-up set, which is a set of decals that sort of make the P1 GTR look like a F1 car. It's going to be a red and white sort of Marlboro livery. Actually have Marlboro decals in it, although I assume it would be Marlboro and Burrow, or maybe the letters would be all scrambled since that's the thing to do right now. But that's another option for you if you want to sort of pre-purchase ahead of time to do something unique with your alpha models, McLaren P1 GTR, sometime this fall. So that, I believe, covers that. Fujimi, remember them? Remember those guys? They made model kits, right? Remember those guys? Yeah. So they've announced that they're going to be doing a reissue of their Spoon specific, Spoon being a Honda tuner, Spoon specific Honda kits for June, and that's a reissue of the Honda Integra Type R and the Honda Civic Type R. The last time these kits were reissued with a Spoon thing, it was a sort of a private label, not really private label, but a private down low. You had to know about a kind of reissue. It was only within Japan. You had to buy it locally from a Japanese retailer or directly from Fujimi itself. It was not a mass distribution of the kits. They weren't on HobbyLink Japan or Hobby Search or anywhere else for that matter. And the price of these is, through the roof because, of course, everything is because eBay. But those will be back out for like $28. So if you've been looking for one of those, and there's not really too much in those that really make them spoon per se. It's a set of wheels and like carbon fiber decal for the hood and things like that. It's food. If you've experienced a Fujimi kit, you know the compromises, shall we say, that go into their product line when they're talking about, oh, this is a tuner version, and you're like, yeah, kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit, but not really. But it is what it is. It's certainly a cheaper alternative than buying like the Zoom On spoon resin trans kits, which are a great deal more accurate to the real cars, but of course they also cost like $80. So, and you still have to buy the model kit that goes underneath of it. So there's that for you if you're interested. Over at round 2, we got the first glimpse of this. They're saying it's coming in July. We will, of course, let you know if that actually ends up being true or not. And that is this. It is going to be the next kit, if you will, coming out of the 1964 Oldsmobile Cutlass tooling. You should be aware by now that there is a convertible version coming that they tooled a all-new body to, because the body was completely totally janked up, making a drag racing version of it back in the 1970s, and there couldn't be a factory stock version of it. All the factory stock parts pretty much existed in the tooling, but not the body or the hood, so they had to tool up that. They also tooled up a new front and rear custom bumper to it. Those pieces of the tooling have been lost over time too, but anyway, that kit's coming out next month in April, and this right here is going to be the next thing, and it is a newly tooled hardtop body for the base tooling, if you will. It's going to be in a 64 Cutlass 442. Now, people who are old enough to remember or just good with their model kit history know that there is a Oldsmobile Cutlass hardtop in the past in AMT, but it was not a 442. It was just a regular Cutlass. This is actually going to be a 442. They've actually tooled up or found or somehow I've gotten like they just announced this like this morning, so it's kind of hard to get information like as we're recording here, but it is going to have a 4-speed transmission thrown in. It is going to have the proper air cleaner put on. It is going to come with a stick shift for the interior and a separate clutch pedal to glue into the floor next to the molded in brake pedal. So it is going to have, visibly speaking, the majority of what you actually need to convert the Cutlass hardtop into the 442. Most of the 442 is available, I guess, on everything but a station wagon in 1964, but the actual 442, the primary chunk of them, like 1,400 of them or something like that, of the 3,000 and change that were 442s, were in the hardtops. And yeah, so that's an interesting option out there. It's another example of what round 2 does so well. We bag on them for the Coke reissues. We bag on them for the same things reissued with Hostess liveries or whatever. But again, the old stuff that hasn't been out in 60 years and this sort of trend that they're on now where they're making new things out of the old kits is exactly what round 2 really needs to be doing, and I'm happy to see them running with it at this point. So again, July, the test looks like all the tooling is done, test shots have been done, obviously a production shot has been made here, and yeah, so that was debuted on round 2's website this today, and it is something, again, should be coming for July. So I know a lot of people were eyeballing the convertible and the 65 GTO that has the convertible hardtop thing and thinking about taking that roof and putting it onto the Cutlass and making a hardtop out of it. Haha, you don't have to buy 2 model kits. One is coming. Just be patient. On the release side of things, we did get a domestic kit this week, and it is from the MPC, and it is the last of the Trike series. So yes, the Cobra Chopper has made it into production finally, and this is number 6 of 6, so buying this will get you the whole shebang at this point. All new decal sheet. Actually, I believe this is the first time that this model kit has come with decals at all from hearing people talk about it. The clear parts are in the 3 colors again, so it's the whole clear and orange and metallic purple thing. And again, I think this would be an incredibly interesting vehicle to ride on in real life, because obviously the center position there seems to be wildly uncomfortable to drive the motorcycle, and then the 2 people on the outriggers there are just sort of on their own. There's no seatbelts. They're right over the tires. I'm assuming there's no suspension to that at all, and that would be a wildly uncomfortable thing to ride around the, northern parts of Egypt, because, pyramids in the background, so clearly we're in Egypt. Uh, and the Sphinx, yeah. So yeah, that's back out there for everybody who's been collecting those, and it's again a testament to what of the times, but it is what it is. Over at Eoshma, we got a couple of kit releases this week, just straight reissues. First up, you got the Hot DNA High Ace, so another one of these VIP vans. This one was used to be marketed as a American van because it has the woody paneling on the side, but of course we didn't get the High Ace here at all in the first place. And I don't really think that's American style to begin with in terms of custom vans, but is what it is. And then the next kit is going to be this here, which is the AE86 Truna on the Volume 1, just a straight reissue with the new 25th anniversary boxing included. And then we go over to Hasegawa for a couple of their last March releases. And these are the humdingers for the month here. So first up, you have the Volkswagen Beetle Type 1, the Flower Power car. So this is just their normal Beetle Type 1. I think it's a 67 Beetle in terms of the year. It's molded in that sort of baby puke green color, and comes with a new set of decal sheets to, be a hippie. And that's pretty much it. There's not anything going on with the kit that's new. If you happen to have one of the existing Hasegawa Beetle kits, is just molded in a hideous color, and then a bunch of decals have been added to it. So there's that. And then the coup de grace, or the cut de grace, as BG would say, is this, the quarter-ton 4x4 utility truck with the 50 cal M2 machine gun and the blonde resin girl. We've had Nazi fetish porn out of the Hasegawa the last couple of releases involving military kits and resin girls. Well, it was our time to shine, boys and girls, because this one is for the Americans. This version of the Jeep has not been reissued in the various eggplant girls and resin girls and things like that. The 50 cal has not come with the weapon itself. It's not, and well, actually the stand that it comes on too, while we're at it, hasn't been in the last couple of reissues of this Jeep. It is a full detail kit. This was supposed to be part of a 1/24 scale military line of sort of civilian military vehicles that Hasegawa was planning to do. They got two things out of it, the Kubel wagon and this Jeep. This Jeep came in 3 different versions. Just the Jeep with the 50 cal, and there's a quarter-ton utility trailer that also comes with this, but they haven't reissued that version since the original run either. And that was the end of the 1/24 scale military line. I'm assuming because it was back in the 90s, so there wasn't really an American base to sell to at the time. Hasegawa wasn't a really well distributed in the United States back then. And of course, military builders go look at it and go, well, that's the wrong scale. And, it is. So there's that. Yeah, I said, I have one of these from the Eggplant Girl series, and it's a really nice kit. It really is sort of undershined, undersold piece of Jeep. It's a little bit newer than the Asuka Tacom Bantam Jeep, which of course is one of the original ones that was built up here in western Pennsylvania and Butler when the prototypes of the Jeeps were being designed. And it's, I think personally, a better version of the Jeep, the Willys Jeep, than the MPC kit is at this point in time in life. And of course, it's there's the Jeeps that came after, the actual civilian Jeeps, all the CJs and the Wranglers and things like that are down the line and don't really cover this subject matter. The figure is quite buxom. She is barely wearing a shirt, and I am not positively sure, based on looking at the actual images of the real painted item, that she has any underwear on. She clearly has a garter belt because something has to be holding those stockings up, but I don't know that she has any underwear. And from looking at her from behind, that skirt shows the bottom half of her butt. And it doesn't appear, at least the way it's painted, that she has a thong on either. So this might be a great thing to build. Take to an IPMS contest and then get yourself kicked out with, because it has nudity. It's the Japanese society. Without making myself take a political stance here, make some sort of statement, about patriarchal societies, is pretty bad when it comes to that stuff. Like, you could sit here and have a discussion about how we treat women in the United States, when most of the time it's lousy. But yeah, we got nothing on the way the Japanese people are, especially the older Japanese people. Young people, not so much. But yeah. Yeah, they've clearly got in their mind exactly what a German and American girl should look like, and it's not well clothed or modest. I mean, I know that's the point of these, but they've been some wow kits. These are, as I like to call, the divorce starters. You know, all of the Eggplant Girls, you know, Volkswagen vans with their crazy, barely wearing clothes anime stuff, and now these resin girls that have been really pushing the boundaries of acceptable taste in a mixed company. Resin girl, all the things, probably in an efficiency apartment. Anyway, guys, we hope you guys had a great weekend. Again, thanks to everybody who came out here in the Pittsburgh area to our contest and show. We should, pending, you know, societal collapse and doom, be back next March. And we'll see you guys on the other side.